Welcome to Breaking the Chains. My name is Joseph Romero, and I'm talking today about gastric bypass. What I have done to my body is had a RNY, or a gastric bypass. And basically what that is you get your stomach and they cut the top off, they separate it from the bottom part of your stomach, and then they basically bypass part of your upper intestines, and they put your what they call a pouch, which is your upper part of your stomach. They put that to your lower intestines, and then you have to heal, and then your stomach is basically your upper part of your stomach, which is usually less than 2 ounces and eventually gets up to, I guess they say, 6 ounces. Now, my bypass was really good. I had a really good surgeon. I went to Denver to Rose Medical uh, up in Denver, and it was very good. They were very nice to me. Everything went well. Um, it was an amazing story, actually. Almost didn't happen, and I hope to go into details about all of this. I really wanted to just break the ice here and let you know my story. Um, I have been doing oh my god, I had a brain fart. Okay, let me think. Let me do this over here. All right, focus. Okay, so when I started this journey, it's been about it initially when I was gonna do it was about 9 years ago. I was over 500 pounds. It was a very big struggle just to move, to use the toilet. It was hard to do anything. I was in massive depression mode, manic. I was deemed bipolar at the time, and I was put on all kinds of medications. And I guess I had a limit where I was so fed up with my life, I needed to change it. I needed to do something before I died or ruined it, or something bad was going to happen, worse than was already happening. And I went to uh, look into the gastric bypass, and actually I was looking at the lap band surgery, where they put a little band because it's not permanent, and I thought maybe I could do that. Well, after the insurance requirements and the doctors all told me to do a 6-month diet and go on a monitored dietitian's diet. I went to a wonderful dietitian, and her program educated me so much. I lost 100 pounds in the time that I was within like about 3 or 4 months. I lost 100 pounds. I decided at that point I was feeling pretty good, and I thought I could do this on my own. And it didn't turn out to be the case, because I ended up I stopped I didn't do the surgery. I continued with my diet, and I maintained losing 100. I mean, I kept off 100 pounds, and it would go up and down a little bit, but I got to the point where I was 400 pounds, and I was 395, 400, 415, 395, 400, 420, and I'm very fat. I'm heavy. I don't like it. I can't stand it. So again, I look into the surgery, and this time I was actually uh, talking over with someone who had the sleeve, the gastric sleeve, and that's where they basically get your stomach and they cut it into like a sleeve, and um, I didn't I wanted to do that one because I heard it was honestly I heard it was less invasive. However, again, talking with my dietitian and everyone, they were really cool and gave me the good advice I needed, and they said that a bypass would be better for me. They said that it's a more permanent solution. Um, and they had to advise me the whole time also that it's not the ultimate solution, that you have to actually do the work. It's just a tool. And so I went ahead and went for the diet, the six. Actually, I had been seeing the dietitian, so when I decided to do it again, it was very seamless. I applied, went through the insurance company, and I have United Healthcare in New Mexico, and they were pretty good to me. Honestly, I can't really complain, other than how expensive like it is to keep your insurance. I have to say that I'm glad I had the insurance. The whole thing was over $100,000, so I would have never had it hadn't it been for insurance. Anyway, um, everything went pretty good. I picked I there's the only thing really actually sucks is I couldn't have it here in New Mexico. There's surgeons here in New Mexico, but I couldn't have it here in New Mexico. That shit drove me crazy. So, as poor as I am, I had to find a way to get to Denver, which was the closest place I could go, and to a center of excellence, they call it. Mm. So I go to the center of excellence. Um, I do a. They look at my dietitian has a stack that thick, man, of paperwork on me, of measurements, of weight loss, of weight gain, of meal logs. So I was really on track to get approved for this, and um, my psych exam I was actually a little scared about, because in my past like I said, I had bipolar and manic depression, and I was just like, so I went ahead and did the psych exam, and they passed that, and then I roll into my surgery date. I set it on my right after my 40th birthday. So mid October, I go in to get this surgery. My wife takes a week off of work. My mother-in-law is coming into town from Colorado to watch my children so they can still go to school, and so that uh, the routines here could be done while I'm out. My wife is watching me. So we go. Uh, it was awesome. She let us use her car to go up there, because this is a long trip for us. I think it's like 800 miles or something. And we don't have a reliable vehicle that we thought to be dependable. So we were going to take the bus, and then like after the surgery, we were wondering how the bus ride would be. And so she ended up letting us use her vehicle, and we cruised up there, and in a Lexus, no, nonetheless. But we went up there, and I had the surgery. It was it was a crazy time, because I go in there at 5 in the morning, and they do all the prep. They get me an IV. They hook me up, and the nurse there, she's asking me a few questions, and one of the questions she asked me is, "What's your worst fear?" And I'm like, man, my worst fear is that this shit ain't gonna happen. Like at the last minute, something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna be canceled, or I get something's wrong with my body. I don't know. I'm worried it's gonna be delayed or canceled, because it took a lot of effort, and a lot of things had to fall in place to get to this point. And she's, oh yeah, don't worry, you're in good hands. The doctor's great. The surgeon's one of the best. And no. So I'm sitting there waiting. My surgery's at 11 o'clock. And I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of watching the little TV, and freaking surgeon comes in. It's 10:59. He walks in with his scrubs on, little hat on. He zooms in the corner, and he's like, look, guess what, guys? I'm so sorry. I have to cancel the surgeries. My daughter's having issues, and I gotta go to her hospital and check it out. And he's like, you don't want me working like this. And I'm like, oh my God, no. I have these mixed emotions, because number one, this dude's daughter, she got in an accident, and he has to go check it out, see what's going on. That's important. A life is a life, and that's important. But the greedy side in me, the side that was like the expectation to this was just so, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? And so I was so upset. I was so angry. My wife started crying. Uh, I didn't know what to do. I was like, is there another surgeon? Is there another day? Can I do it tomorrow? I don't know what the fuck. And so like, the dean of surgery or whatever, the boss comes down and like basically like giving me condolences because like she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. We'll get something figured out. We'll try to clear the schedule. We'll see. Just hang in there and hold on. So there's like three of us waiting in there for our surgery and stuff. And some of those people were like, oh, okay, yeah, I live down the road. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't live down the road. And I'm starving, I haven't eaten nothing, and I'm like so angry, and my emotions are going crazy, and I'm like, all I want is a fucking pizza. So I sit there, and they just hang tight, let's see what happens. He's going to the Denver, Maine, and he'll be contacting us shortly. Give us a moment. So it was my wife, I told her go eat. She hadn't eaten either. I told her go eat. I'm gonna hang out here with my IV stuck in me for no reason apparently, and wait here and see what happens. I'm ready to go home. I'm so mad. So I wait 45 minutes. Doctor comes back. He's like, guys, everything's good. My daughter's fine. It's on. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, you ready? You ready? I'm sorry for the scare, and like, oh my God. So with the relief of that, they dose me with the drugs through the IV, and I am sailing away. And I go under the knife, and I saw a bright light. And when I woke up, I was in so much pain. They fill you with so much air. I woke up like, I swear I woke up right on the flop of them pushing me onto the other bed, like the area where you wake up, I guess. Like I remember just boom, and I was like, oh, I felt my body move, and then like all of a sudden I was up, and my tummy was cramping, and I felt like there was so much air in there. It was the most painful thing I had felt, and it didn't go away. I was like, please let this go away, please let this go away, please let this go away. That's all I kept thinking. I'm so groggy and out of it, and like, please let this go away, please let this go away. What the fuck's that? Oh my God, I really did it. I really did it. That's all that's going through my brain. Um, it hurt for a while. It hurt for a while. It was very uncomfortable. But they pump you through a bunch of air so they can get in there, I guess. And oh, that was hard. That was the hardest part, enduring that much pain for a little bit of time. And then I get to the bed, and they lay me on my back, and I'm like in my back like this. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. And I can't lay on my back, man. I never lay on my back. I'm a stomach layer. And I said, fuck, I'm gonna lay on my side. And they have these drains on the side of my body here. And I'm like, oh shit, these drains. Oh. And I don't even know exactly how I thought they went deep in me. But I was like, fuck it. And I was laying on my side. And then, like, the next day, like, they're all right, we could get the drains out now. And I was like, oh, cool. And they pulled the drain out. And the motherfucking thing was like 9 inches on the other side across my belly underneath my skin. It was like alien coming out. And I'm watching it right there. I'm like, oh my God. And they pull this shit out. And they pull it out. And it's like, slinky. Oh. And it's all slimy and bloody and shit. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm awake when this shit's happening. Why are they doing this? And they're all right. And I, like, instantly felt like relief. I was like, whoa. That was a trip. And then like basically that shit heals in there, and it heals from the inside out. I had, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had six cuts, and they looked like the Star of David on my stomach. The one by my belly button, and then the two up top, like on either side. And they even did a good job of not messing up my tattoos. I'm sure my weight loss will do a good job of doing that. So yeah, they they cut it all up in there nice and neat though, because everything healed great. Um, to this day, I feel like I have sharp pains. I think that might be in my brain. I don't know. Um, they're like just like I'm afraid to move sometimes, like residual effects of the surgery, you know, like at first to sit up and get up was very difficult because, you know, your coughing was hard. Oh, and they're like, yeah, you should cough. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was very hard. You had to put a pillow on your stomach. And so throughout the healing process was all right. But going into the surgery, I had weighed 395, and that was after a 4-day liquid diet where I didn't eat anything but drink a lot of protein shakes, and I lost freaking 20 pounds in that time. So, like right before the surgery, I was about 420 or 415 was my weight, and then I lost 20 pounds on the weekend. Went in on Tuesday, and I got freaking weighed in right at the surgery at 395, which was I was a little sad because like now like I'm like my surgery is 395. I kind of like it's a difference between like right now losing 100 pounds and only losing 92. You see? So anyway, that was a little bit of a spoiler alert there, but yeah, I've lost since then 92 pounds. But anyway, from the beginning of the surgery, I weighed 395. When I woke up the next day and they had me walking right away, I weighed 398. So because they stick you with the IV, you're not peeing or pooping or anything, and it's a bunch of liquid weight, you know. And so then after walking a while and getting better and getting used to it, my wife was my savior because I could not move. I was still, even though I mean I'm still 400 pounds and so like I'm trying to move around and at being this big, it was hard to do anything, and I'm so glad she was there. Um, I got dosed up with some pain meds while I was there, and then getting out, we drove back to Denver. Every couple hours, I had to give me a shot. No. It was twice a day, every 6 hours or something like that. I had to get a shot to prevent blood clotting from the surgery. So that was important to do, and then get out and walk around and move around. I did that. I still hadn't eaten very much. I was on, they put you on a like a puree type of food, basically like soups and really not very hard shit, man. And soft foods, you know. And so I was using little tiny portion cups like this little one here, little portion cups to eat a meal. And now I'm eating really well. I eat 2 to 3 ounces of meat or protein, and then I get vegetables or whatever as an ounce filler. You know, like I use or ounce and a half. I have these carb tortillas that I'll have. They only have 4 carbs, so I'm avoiding carbs pretty much at all costs. No sugar. Um, I could probably do better if I avoided fattier meats, like I'm eating hamburger meat, and I'll eat a strip of bacon. But I, I used to eat 8 strips of bacon, and that was for one meal, you know. So I guess my eating habits have drastically changed, and there'll be a couple weeks where I won't lose any weight, and then I'll lose like 10 pounds. So as I see it, I'm continuously losing weight. Right now, I weigh 302 pounds, 0.8. uh, I'm almost to 200s. I haven't been in the 200s since high school, so I'm looking forward to that. I put a gym in my garage, and I have 3 pieces of equipment there. I have a treadmill, a total gym, and a weight bench. All of them were given to me, donated to me in one way or the other by great people, and um, yeah, I'm putting them to use. So my whole family's been trying to get into the mode of it. Uh, my younger kids definitely are getting on board. My older kids are having a hard time because our old habits are hard to break. They iron on to them, you know. So we got to peel that shit off of them and get them into the new habits if it's not too late. And But I don't think it's too late. I mean, I'm 40, right? I'm changing. I'm a different person. I considered it a different life. You know, I haven't drank alcohol. I did have a little bit of wine for our anniversary, but it was like literally like 2 ounces of wine. Um, Maybe three. I don't know. They were little tiny little glasses like. Um, what else have I done with my weight loss? So, as far as exercise, I have been trying to increase my exercise. However, my joints are not used to it. They're weak. They've been beat up from being so obese for so many years. Um, so it's like therapy. You know, it's gradual and slow. And I'm only right now 5 months into it. You know, so 5.5 months, I guess. So you know, once once I complete about 2 years, that will pretty much show me a result. And then after that, it's maintenance. They say it's about 2 years where you're losing weight, and really the first like 6 to 8 months where you're like losing a lot of weight. Um, so you know, I'm getting close to the point where I'm not gonna lose that much weight anymore, I think. My goal is 220, 225, 220. I'd be really happy at that weight. It'd be amazing to be 220. From 500 pounds to 220 would be like awesome. You know, I watch the heavyweights from football players to boxing and UFC, and those guys are enormous and they weigh 200 pounds, you know, 240 at the highest and shit. Super heavyweights are like 240. And I'm like, damn, man, damn. You know, these guys look bigger than me, but like I'm just fat. So as I lose weight, um, like I'm still over 300 pounds. So you know, that's a lot of weight. Still a lot of weight. But I'm looking forward to losing at least another 70, 80 pounds. And if it happens fast, good. But I know that it's up to me to keep it up. Eating right, eating the right amount of protein, drinking a lot of water. Don't abuse your body like you've done in the past. Um, you know, I think maybe in the future I'm not like abstinence. Like I'm not like stay away. In the future, like I could see me drinking a beer. But I'm not at that point yet. I'm not at a point where I can really do that. I'm on a journey that takes me away from things like that, you know, and sugars and just, you know, cakes. I see a lot of people. I have support groups where people are like, you know, they're upset because they can't eat no more. And I did actually, that's a part that I didn't discuss, is the emotional point a month after surgery. Um, it really woke me up to the fact how addicted to food I was and how angry I got when I had to cook for my family and they ate these big ass meals and I couldn't eat anything. I had to eat yogurt or fucking, you know, some soft cream of something. And I don't know, maybe that's just human, but to me it was like very, very irritating. And I got over it. I got over the cravings. I got over a lot of stuff. I think the things like, for some reason, pizza still fucking looks so good. Uh, I'm trying to eat fish. I don't eat fish. I hate fish. I loathe fish. I love fishing. I don't mind cutting them. But every time I eat a fish, I just see like the gutty, squiddy looking sliminess of it. And the taste reminds me of it. Like when I cut them, you know. And, you know, if I wanted to be a vegetarian, I'd probably go be a butcher. But maybe not, because I mean, well, when you get meat from the store and it's in a package and already butchered, I mean, it doesn't even look like an animal. It looks like a cube of red substance. You just cut it up, put it in a pan, and it looks like your cooked food that you eat. But like, if you got it from the cow, oh, poor little cow, or big cow. Anyway, that is my journey through gastric bypass. Um, if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment. If anyone ever sees this, my eating habits basically go about, I eat 3 times a day. Like I said, 2 to 3 ounces of meat, and I try to make other things protein as well. Like I have the carb tortillas that have a little bit of protein in them, or I'll have these actual flax seeds, flats or whatever they're called, but these things called flat out, and they have like 9 protein in them, but they taste pretty bad, so I don't use those all the time. It won't be bad, it just tastes like nothing. I might as well use paper. Um, Anyhow, the carb tortillas I use are the smaller ones, and they are only 4 grams of carbs, but they're only 4 grams of protein, or 4 protein, whatever. And I try to get about 80 protein in a day. So it's 80 protein. Try to get about 100 ounces of water, and I still drink my Earl Grey tea and a coffee in the morning. I have to have vitamins every day. I take a bariatric vitamin designed specifically for this surgery, and I take that twice a day. It has mega vitamins in it, including B12 and everything else, way 100% over. And I also take a calcium chew that I didn't take yet, and I got to take that. I take that twice a day, once in the late morning and once in the late night. And then other than that, that's it. I have to do that for life because I have now what's called malabsorption. I don't know if my body will ever absorb fully, greatly, or if it is already. But I've had blood work done because I was worried 4 months out. I had blood work done, and I'm so far perfect. And I will have another blood work done in a couple of weeks, I think. Maybe in a couple months. Well, my 6-month appointment with my actual surgeon. And I guess I never see the surgeon again. Because I've only seen like the practitioners and dietitians over the phone because it's in Denver. And so as far as like being connected to the surgeon anymore, it's like so far out. I'm kind of going from with my own knowledge at this point and with support groups that I have. There's no dietitians in Albuquerque that I can tell are available through my insurance or anything like that. Anyone know any? Anyway, my dietitian actually, the practice she was at, that guy left, and she was kind of in limbo for a while, and man, she was so great. I feel lost without her. Anyway, I will keep you up to date on this. I'm going to try to do a blog on this, my weight loss surgery and things that I encounter over the time being, over, everything. I want to tell you everything because it's amazing. Losing weight from being fat is amazing. But I'm running out of time. I have about a minute left. And in this minute, I'm going to tell you that if you need weight loss surgery or you're thinking about it, my advice would be to make sure that you're a healthy person inside. Don't wait until you have all kinds of health problems, because this shit gives you malnourishment. And if you have a bad surgeon and they fuck your insides up, or if you already fucked your insides up where your surgeon can't really repair it very well, or you can't recuperate, or if you're someone who can't recuperate well, I wouldn't recommend it for you, but to me, I thought I was my last hope. So I figured either way, if I died one way or the other, at least I died trying. Alright, on that note, my name is Joseph Romero. This is Breaking the Chains. You have a great day.